So many gardeners hit a wall when they realize there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution for improving soil. Some swear by layering cardboard to suppress weeds and hold moisture. Others won't grow a single crop without adding heaps of compost. And then there's biochar, that mysterious black carbon substance that can supercharge microbial life. Oh, the truth is all three have their place. But when and how you use them is what separates thriving soil from constant frustration. Understanding the roles of cardboard, compost, and biochar means you can work with your soil's needs instead of against them. Let's break down how each works, when it's best applied, and how you can combine them for maximum results. Cardboard shines when smothering weeds and building organic foundations. Cardboard is one of the most overlooked tools in soil building. At first glance, it seems like nothing more than packing waste, but its structure makes it invaluable for regenerative gardening. When laid directly on the ground, cardboard blocks sunlight, starving weeds and grass roots. This is crucial for anyone converting lawns or neglected patches into garden beds without exhausting hours of digging. Over time, worms chew through the softened fibers, dragging them deeper and leaving behind tunnels that aerate the soil naturally. So, the best time to use cardboard is right at the very beginning of a garden bed project. You'll want to place flattened sheets directly onto the ground, making sure to overlap them so there aren't any gaps. Then wet them thoroughly. Really let the water soak in so the cardboard molds nicely to the soil. From there you just pile organic matter on top. That could be grass clippings, leaves, or even, say, a 6-inch layer of compost. Within a season, you'll find that the cardboard has mostly broken down, leaving behind lovely, loosened, microbe-rich earth that's absolutely perfect for planting. For gardeners hoping to turn dead patches into fertile ground with minimal work, cardboard really is your first ally. Compost delivers nutrients and fuels the soil food web. It's truly the lifeblood of a thriving garden. Unlike cardboard, which is more structural and transitional, compost directly feeds the plants and all those soil organisms. Every shovel of compost contains a living community of microbes, fungi, and decomposed matter that provide plants with readily available nutrients. What makes compost powerful is that it does double duty. It improves soil texture while also supplying balanced fertility. Compost is best used both as a soil amendment and as a top dressing. When preparing a new bed, aim to mix 2 to 3 inches of compost into the top 6 inches of soil. This ratio is enough to shift clay-heavy soil toward better drainage or to give sandy soil more water-holding ability. For ongoing fertility, compost works beautifully spread as a half-inch mulch around crops. As rain or irrigation carries nutrients down, plants get a steady trickle of food. Unlike synthetic fertilizers that give a quick spike and then vanish, compost builds long-term resilience. Well, if cardboard sets the stage for soil transformation, then compost, my friends, is the steady diet that keeps the ecosystem alive. It's like a nourishing feast for the soil, ensuring everything thrives in harmony. Now let's talk about biochar. It supports long-term fertility and microbial life, which is quite fascinating. Often dubbed black gold for soil, it operates very differently from compost. You see, biochar is carbonized organic matter, burned at high heat with little oxygen, leaving behind a porous, stable structure. It's quite remarkable, isn't it? Those tiny pores in biochar act like microbial housing complexes, creating safe habitats where bacteria and fungi can thrive. But on its own, biochar doesn't provide much in the way of nutrients. It's more about creating the right environment for life to flourish. Quite the clever little tool for soil health, I'd say. In fact, if added raw, it can even tie up nitrogen temporarily. but when charged with compost tea, manure, or other organic inputs before application, biochar becomes a long-term fertility booster. The real strength of biochar lies in poor or depleted soils. If you're gardening in sandy soil that leaches nutrients quickly, mixing in biochar can act like a sponge, holding on to water and nutrients for the roots to access later. A common ratio is to mix biochar at about 10% of your total soil volume, always pre-charging it with something nutrient-rich. Unlike compost, which breaks down in a few seasons, biochar stays in the soil for decades, continuously supporting microbial populations. This makes it ideal for gardeners committed to building a long-term foundation. Each has its best use, but combining them can be transformative. The beauty of these three materials is that they're not in competition. They actually complement one another when used correctly. Start by laying cardboard to suppress weeds and jumpstart worm activity. Top it with rich compost to supply nutrients and feed the microbes. Then integrate charged biochar into that same bed to ensure long-term microbial housing and nutrient retention. So together they create a system where weeds are suppressed, soil stays fertile, and microbes have both food and shelter. For example, when building a raised bed, you'll want to begin with a cardboard base, then add several inches of compost mixed with topsoil and, blend in about 10% charged biochar. Over time, this bed will resist weeds, retain moisture better, and, honestly, need far fewer external fertilizers. Gardeners working in tough ground can use the same layering method directly in their soil, effectively creating a permanent improvement without, constant intervention. The decision between cardboard, compost, and biochar isn't about choosing one over the other. It's really about timing and strategy. Cardboard starts the process by restructuring the soil surface, compost keeps the system nourished, and biochar ensures microbial and nutrient stability over the long haul. By knowing when to bring each one into play, you set yourself up for a garden that becomes richer with each season instead of, poorer. If you found this guide helpful and want more soil-deep strategies to transform your garden, make sure to subscribe to Hydrohaven and share this with fellow growers. Your soil will thank you, and your harvests will prove the difference.